Willkommen zurück, Leute, zu Chicken Police. Ich habe mit dem lieben Marty letztes Mal, ich bin ehrlich, ich weiß nicht, wie der Hahn heißt, den ich gerade spiele. Wir sind zum Kaffee trinken gegangen. Ja, und in der letzten Folge ist passiert, dass eine mysteriöse Dame kam. Die wurde geschickt von ihrer Arbeitsgeberin und sie möchte mich als Detektiv haben, um einen Fall zu lösen, weil irgendjemand ihr komische Nachrichten sendet. Mir wurde aber noch nicht gesagt, was für Nachrichten, ob es Drohnachrichten oder Liebesnachrichten sind. Unser Polizist, wie es ausschaut, ist gerade suspendiert, weil er irgendwas angestellt hat. Das ist sein alter Partner, der hat ihn mit einer Shotgun abgeschossen, wegen irgendeinem Grund. Und zusammen wollen wir jetzt schauen, was die Dame von uns möchte. Und da bin ich jetzt auch gleich unterwegs. Es geht in den Czar Club. Und das ist eine Katze, die wir antreffen sollen. Oh.
Midnight had passed, and the intoxicated madness kicked in. We could only crawl along Shalva District's main street toward downtown. The city's heart beat differently. Ancient buildings were defaced by neon signs and billboards, like half-drunk lovers on a fine leather sofa. Great old houses neighbored by garish modern blocks. A place that makes the head hurt. The Tsar's huge neon sign was visible for miles. A blazing red sign advertised tonight's main attraction, the amazing Natasha. Cops were never welcomed at places like this. I hoped we were too late for the show. We had to be inconspicuous, but it was never easy with this bird mountain by my side.
Ah, so this is the famous Czar Club.
Kennen wir diesen Hasen, der da ist? Oh, warte, ich sehe gerade. So, besser.
More like infamous, Marty.
Ich wollte gerade sagen,
It's
kennen wir
not
diesen
for our
Hasen nicht?
kind, that's for sure. And I don't mean that they don't like foul here.
Well, at least we don't have to be afraid that they see you as a detective, Boss Bird.
Very funny, Marty.
So what are we gonna do now?
Sonny heißt mal.
We find Natasha, the broad who sent me the message, remember? But first we need to get into the club. And Marty, please, don't monkey this up.
Excuse me? On behalf of the well-respected and noble primate community of Clawville?
Cut the crap, Marty. Let's focus on what we're here for, okay?
Oh Mann.
As you say, Boss Bird.
Ich mag Marty. Marty ist irgendwie voll lieb. Ich hoffe, er wird niemals sterben. Aber irgendwie, bei so in den Spielen gibt es doch am Schluss immer irgendeinen Skandal oder was Schlimmes passiert. Oder eine Entscheidung. Aber wenn ich echt entscheiden könnte, dass er stirbt oder vielleicht die Frau von dem Hahn, dann Marty überlebt. Der muss überleben. Der ist mein Liebling gerade. Okay, der Hase da links, das ist doch unser Freund Lewis.
Hey, that's your old friend, right? Wait, what was his name? Lawrence? Lamar? No, Liam.
Hab ich auch schon gesagt, dass die Stimmen von denen so gut sind.
Lewis. Yes, it's him.
Und die passen auch irgendwie vom Gesicht her. Das ist echt
To be
cool.
honest, Sonny, I always thought that guy's not all there in the head.
Nobody's perfectly sane in Clawville, Marty. But if not for this old rabbit, I wouldn't be here today. I'll never forget that.
Should I thank him for that?
Or kill him for it.
You're reading my mind, boss.
Können wir mit ihm reden? Ja, hey Lewis.
Sonny, my dear friend.
Er ist so knuddelig und puschig.
Hi, Lewis. This is my partner. But I'm sure you already know.
You have no idea how happy I am to meet you, Mr. Marty. I'm a big admirer of your work.
Bisschen schleimig, oder?
Pleasure's all mine, Lawrence.
Ah, der ist voll süß, Lawrence.
Lawrence?
Lewis heißt der, warte mal.
Anyways, so, the legendary chicken police back together? Isn't it amazing news?
Was wäre das für ein Plot-Twist, wenn er der Böse ist? Der liebe Hase ist am Schluss der kriminelle Super hier in der ganzen Sache. Das wäre irgendwie cool.
Don't ruffle my feathers, Lewis. Those days are long gone. We're just here for the entertainment. Or something like that.
I see. Well, that's a shame.
See you inside?
I have something to do, my
Flirtet mit dem Storch.
but I'll try to make it for the main event.
Okay then. Catch you later, pal.
Aber mehr kann man nicht machen, nee. Mit der kann man nicht reden. Doch, Störchen.
Honestly, I think these types of women only see faceless tuxedos, cufflinks, and wallets. And in the mirror, they're just brooches, necklaces, and earrings.
Don't be so radical, Marty. They're women. They live by different rules.
That was kind of deep.
It's not. Just bullshit. There's more where that came from.
Ooh, teach me, master.
When you're old and wise like me, you'll realize none of it is worth a damn thing.
Wait, that was deep again, right?
Maybe it was, Marty. Maybe it was.
Amazing.
Oh Mann. Das wird noch lustig.
Whoa, look at that. Isn't
It is, Marty. A brand new 942 Silver Hawk. Haven't seen such beauty since I left Iveria.
of all that's furry? Whose is it?
Maybe
Ja,
it's
wahrscheinlich
Ibn
der
Whistler's.
Katze.
I guess he's no paper tiger.
Yeah, he sounds like a fellow who drives around in one of these. Lucky bastard.
Oh, aber es schaut echt schön aus. Das ist so ein Cruella de Vil Auto. Richtig nice. Was ist hier?
You remember
Zeitung?
when the Clawville Chronicle was a really high-quality newspaper?
You mean when they wrote something about us daily?
Yeah. What exactly happened to them?
Well, they got bored with us, Marty. And to be honest, so did I.
But still, here we are working together again. Funny, huh?
Also sind wir schon ziemlich bekannt in der Stadt.
Yeah, hilarious.
Aber irgendwas ist ja auch passiert, dass wir auch in der Zeitung war, dass was nicht Gutes passiert ist.
Huh. I like this.
Why is that?
I don't know. 'Cause it's moving, I guess.
You're a simple bird, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Ist hier sonst irgendwas noch? Hier kommen wir bestimmt nochmal zurück. Weil man kann da richtig reinzoomen. So, Schild.
One day, neon signs will cover the whole world. I'm telling you.
Nicht überall, aber New York City, unsere große Hauptstädte,
You read that in
außer
some
vielleicht
kind of
hier in
science fiction
Deutschland.
book.
Ich weiß nicht, ob da irgendeine Stadt gibt, die extrem neonbeleuchtet ist.
No, it's just what I think.
Oh, so you have your own thoughts now. The world's really moving forward.
Pluck off, Sonny.
Sonst was? Wieder hinzoomen? Nur das Plakat.
Huh. You know, seeing this, I can't wait for the show.
Ich will auch dieses Nashorn sehen.
New Year's Eve's once a year, right? And we're not on duty.
Have I asked how Laura's doing?
Whoa, hey, I was just kidding, okay? My relationship with Laura is unwavering, like the rhino beauty on this picture.
Interesting taste you've got.
Feathers, scales, or dermal armor, a lady's a lady, my friend.
Thank the wild gods for self-sacrificing gentlemen like you.
Taube? Ist es eine Robbe? Nashorn? Jaguar. Okay, das habe ich schon angeschaut. Das mit dem Türsteher. Sonst ist hier nichts mehr. Also, reden wir mit dem Türsteher.
Jeez, look at that guy.
That's not a guy. That's a demon. Straight from the dog-eared pages of a cheap detective novel.
Yeah, I bet his name's Bill.
Nah, he's definitely a Bob.
Warum jetzt ein Bob?
$5 for Bill?
Okay, I'm in.
Bitte heißt Bob.
Howdy, pal.
Gentlemen, how can I help you on this wonderful, chilly night?
We're expected in the VIP lounge.
My apologies, but I don't remember ever seeing you gentlemen here before. May I ask?
Stop right there, big guy. I get it. Yeah, I know exact.
Nothing's easier, sir. Are you on the list?
The list. Yeah,
Don't tell me you forgot.
I'm afraid I did, Marty. Sorry, big guy, but I'm pretty sure we're not on...
That's a shame. I'm really sorry, sirs. In that case, you can't come in.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Thanks.
die erwartet uns und setzt uns nicht auf die Liste, oder
Pleasure,
was?
gentlemen.
That fella's built like a brick shithouse. I don't think we'll be able to just sneak past him.
Dann haut ihn
Wanna
um.
bet?
Not today, Marty. Remember, we must avoid suspicion.
Ich wollte auch gerade sagen, schick Martin vor, der verprügelt ihn.
Okay. No trouble. I get it. It's okay, Bertha. Maybe next time.
Der ist ein Psychopath. Ich liebe Marty.
What was that?
Nothing. Just the wind.
Did you bring Big Bertha with you?
Stimmt, die durfte er gar nicht mitnehmen. Er durfte nur Lucy mitnehmen, seine Pistole. Er hat Bertha mitgenommen. Ach man.
Gods, no. What are you thinking? What idiot would bring a shotgun to a club?
Wo hat er die, dass man nicht sieht, dass sie dabei ist?
Was that a rhetorical question?
Türsteher. Polizeimarke.
Look, I really don't want any trouble, but...
It is even more inconvenient for me, sir, but this place doesn't like coppers. Forgive this slang. I can't let just anybody in, and there are some I'm strictly forbidden to. Please, you have to understand.
Listen here,
Frag
you
mich, was für ein
cow.
Akzent der hat.
Do you have any idea who we are? You ever read the papers?
Of course, I know who you are, sir. I read the news and more, and I must admit it's an honor to meet you in person, Mr. Santino Featherland and Mr. Marty Machikin. The fellow the Pantheress
Ist
is
das ein
one of my favorite books.
französischer Akzent?
Oh my god, not the books again.
Was für
So it would
Bücher?
be terribly inconvenient for me if I had to use force on you, gentlemen.
What did you just say?
Alles gut, Marty, alles
Relax,
gut.
Marty. This guy has chicks like you for breakfast. Thanks for the information, pal. Have a nice night.
Thank you for understanding, gentlemen, and forgive me for my
Der ist voll
austere
lieb.
composition.
No problem, Shakespeare.
Der ist, also man kennt sonst immer Türsteher von Film und Serien immer so, du kommst nicht rein, und der ist ganz lieb so, sie können nicht rein, aber wenn es sein muss, dann muss ich Gewalt ansetzen, ich hoffe, es ist verständlich. Richtig nice, die Ziege. Oder Schaf. Ich glaube, das ist ein Schafbock, oder? Das muss Schafbock sein.
Say, big guy, you know Mr. Lewis Hayworth?
But of course, Mr. Hayworth is an impeccable gentleman, and also a frequent visitor of the club.
Is that so? Good to know. And?
I'm afraid that is all, monsieur.
Louis, wer war Louis nochmal? Warte mal. Das ist für mich, ich muss wissen, über wen der gerade geredet hat. Ach, das ist der Den Hasen hat er gerade nachgefragt. Aha, Hase, ich sehe dich schon. Er beobachtet nicht, ich sehe den Blick. Okay, Natascha
What can you tell
Kratzenko.
me about the first lady of the place, big guy?
You mean Miss Natasha Katsenko, sir?
Ja,
You're right on point, pal.
Nothing you don't know already, sir.
Just try me.
Well, she owns the place.
ach echt.
And, that's it? Well, that's, unbelievable.
Pardon, monsieur, but I'm not permitted to say anything more.
Vielleicht kann Lewis uns helfen.
Look, Lewis, that bouncer over there.
Well, yes. He is a bit intimidating, but his manners are impeccable. Am I right?
Ja, das stimmt.
Yes, indeed, but it seems tonight we're not on his list.
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. I get it. You'd like to go in, but he won't let you.
Ja, weil aus irgendeinem Grund will die Dame, dass wir zu ihr gehen, ihr helfen, aber die setzt uns nicht in die Liste oder sagt, hey, da kommt ein Hahn, lass ihn rein, wenn er reinkommt, ich muss mit ihm sprechen. Nö, sondern macht gar nichts mehr, schickt nur ihre Arbeitskollegin und dann war's fertig. Ein bisschen mitdenken, wenn es die schon so Angst um ihr Leben hat, könnte man machen, muss man nicht machen.
Yeah, something like that.
No, 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 No problem at all. Come with me. I'll talk to him.
Much obliged, pal.
Yeah, thanks, Bunny.
Excuse me.
Ah, jeez, what the hell's wrong with you, Marty?
What? Did I say something wrong?
Ist Bunny eine Beleidigung? Weil er wahrscheinlich kein Bunny ist. Also er ist ein... Warte, da stand doch Hase. Vielleicht ist Bunny eine Beleidigung bei denen.
Sir, how'd you do?
Everything's fine, Mr. Aworth.
Good. Look, this noble pair of pigeons are my friends. They're on the list, okay?
Naturellement, sir.
And as for you, you owe me one, gentlemen.
Warum hat denn der so viel Einfluss? Der hat doch nur ein Hotel, wo keiner mehr wohnt. Sass. Der Typ ist sass.
Thanks, old pal.
Oder der hat hier schon sehr viel Geld ausgegeben. Kann auch sein.
It was my pleasure to help you, as always.
The jazz overwhelmed us. There was no band in sight, yet the music seeped from the walls like years of cigarette smoke and the smell of spilt whiskey. Behind the bar, rows of fancy bottles reflected the harmonious voices of pretty dames and the clinking of crystal glass. It was the kind of place that makes you drunk, even if you've never had a sip. A dangerous place for someone like me. No matter how alien I felt, it was strangely like coming home. Welcome to the Czar. Well, here we are.
Mother of...
I take you to the nicest places, eh, sweetheart?
Oh, does it mean you're buying, honey?
Don't even think about it.
Oh, men these days. So, we're here to find a dame called Natasha.
I have a hunch she won't be hard to
Vielleicht irgendwo
find.
da.
Let's mingle and try to avoid suspicion.
Just like always.
No, Marty, not like always. This time it's for real.
Meint er mit Leute verprügeln und wieder alles zerstören. Marty ist schon ein Besonderer. Aber er ist in unserem Herzen. Wow, cool. Viel Ende. Das ist ein Wolf? Nee, Fuchs. Cool. Handlanger.
Huh. Another lupus movie. Jeez. Is there nothing today they're not trying to sell with this guy?
Whoa, don't be rude, Sonny. Lupus is a timeless genius. Have you seen Predator City? God, I'm still getting chicken bumps. But wait, who's that next to him?
Ist das wie James Bond?
Cassandra Ruby Faye. Nah, never heard of her.
Cassandra Ruby Faye. Oh, gods, even her name makes me go weak in the knees.
Watch your blood pressure, pal.
Der Typ, der hat eine Freundin. Aber er
Don't
geht
mind
voll
me,
ab bei jeder
just
Frau.
Women and guns are my only weakness.
Aha, okay. Ja, Bertha und Lucy, seine Waffen, die hat er voll lieb. Ja, und man merkt ja bei Frauen, das ist wie, bei dem habe ich das Gefühl wie bei Pokémon mit Rocco. Der konnte sich auch nicht halten bei Frauen.
Huh. No shit.
Ich kann jetzt jedes Plakat
You
anschauen?
think this is one of those movies where the femme fatale gets everything in the end and the poor detective's left stranded?
Yep, just like life.
Bogen and Bandicoot. They pictured their bar for... Oh, hahaha. Pudel, Claire, Tommel. Das ist ein Spatz? Ich kenne das gerade nicht.
Ooh, I've seen this. Hicks Poodle plays a private eye, hired to look for a woman, then gets into some kind of blackmail thing that's connected to the first case, and...
Hey, Marty?
What, yeah?
I don't give a shit.
Das hat aber nett gesagt. Is done for hire.
Oh, I know this fodder guy. He was kinda good in Death of the Horse.
You've seen every clucking movie.
You know, Laura and I go to the movies a lot. When was the last time you went?
Exactly 12 years ago.
Was? Ich liebe es, ins Kino zu gehen. Ich wenn es geht, würde ich die ganze Zeit gehen, aber in letzter Zeit sind jetzt nicht die Filme gekommen, die mich interessieren. Ich bin auch nicht mal zum letzten Marvel-Film gegangen, weil ich schon gehört habe, dass es so schlecht sein sollte. Vielleicht gehe ich in diesen Disney-Film Wish oder wie der hieß. Aber nur, weil ich liebe animierte Filme und ich möchte einfach wieder einen animierten Film sehen.
Whoa, you remember that precisely? Let me guess.
Er ist
Molly?
er ist wegen Molly ins Kino gegangen.
Yep, our very first date.
I see. What did you watch?
I don't remember. I just remember her. And nothing else.
You're a clucking poet. I mean it.
Okay, reden will ich noch nicht. Ich will erst wieder die Sachen anschauen. Und dann geht's zum Talken.
A fox is a wolf who sends flowers.
What?
Oh, nothing. I read it somewhere.
Fascinating. I didn't know you could read.
Das sind so tolle Kollegen, die sind füreinander geschaffen.
Ha ha ha, very funny.
Aber es ist wirklich so. Wenn die sich anfangen zu triezen und zu ärgern, dann weiß man einfach, die Connection ist da. Die mögen sich. Ist es anders, dann ist es ja langweilig. Das ist so wie mit besten Freunden. Wenn du richtig gut mit jemandem befreundet bist, dann tut ihr euch ärgern und tut euch nicht runtermachen, aber keine Ahnung, frech zu ihm sein. Und da hat man dann Spaß dran an seinem besten Freund.
I was hoping to have missed the main event.
You're a rusty old cock, that's why.
So says the little butt jam.
But what? That's not even a word.
It is now, all because of you. You should feel honored. Butt jam.
Kickerkrieg kicken.
You know, Sonny, sometimes you're like an evil little child.
Das sind so cool, die zwei.
So, where the hell is Natasha?
Let's ask that stud over there with those nice gals.
That guy looks way too horny for my taste.
Oh man, your sense of humor is bad as ever.
You just need to get used to it again.
What
Nur diesen Fall. Danach wartet er auf sein. Ich glaube, es sind 121 Tage. Dann ist sein Ruhestand. Ding-dong. Oh mein Gott, was ist mit dem falsch? Geh weg. Bartender. Okay. Mit den Handlanger anschauen.
This guy is certainly not a gangster henchman.
Of course he's not.
Und warum? Wie kommen die jetzt auf die Mafia?
She has pretty long legs. I mean, pretty and long legs for a squirrel, but I don't want to be prejudiced.
We're not here to stare at pretty squirrels. We're here to investigate, remember?
Hey, there's Filmar.
Who? Oh, yes. Filmar. Because that's what he calls himself, right?
You know him well?
We had some seriously wild cases together, yes. Mainly in Averia, way before Clawville. Another place and another life.
Also ist auch ein Polizist.
Sounds good. Like the blurb of some cheap pulp fiction book.
Yeah, it was the exact opposite. But the old bird's worth saying hi to. Well, well, if it isn't the great detective, Marlowe.
Blow me, Sonny. You know I don't use that name anymore.
Okay, Mr. Dumbass alias Phil Marlowe.
So says someone who tried to go undercover with a feather pillow mafia is a turkey. Right, Mr. Turk Cayman?
Weil er hat sich versucht, als Truthahn-Vergleich in die Federkissen-Mafia einzuschleusen. Mr. Gertrud Hahn hieß er. Oh, das ist etwas obvious, dass das kein normaler Name ist. Das hätte ich gern gesehen, wie der als Truthahn aussah.
Hey, that was a long time ago. I was young.
And I stick to my principles and my stupidity. Phil Marlowe, and that's that. Don't rile me up, you old fart.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, I'm a little clucked tonight.
I know the feeling, pal. By the way, what are you two doing here? You stick out a bit. Are you here for a good old-fashioned beating?
Ja, Marty wahrscheinlich schon. Der will die ganze Zeit Leute verprügeln. Oder mit Bertha Leute abschießen.
We stick out? Man, you look terrible. Like someone who sat on an electric pole.
Echt? Ich finde, der schaut gut aus.
Don't even ask. I feel exactly like that.
You want a case?
5 feet tall, half of that legs. Angelic voice, demonic eyes. Just the usual.
Oh boy.
Warte mal, ist sein Fall die Katze auch?
Something like that. Just don't know the exact numbers yet. A dame named Natasha. She called us here. If I'm not mistaken, the joint is hers.
Yeah, she owns the joint, amongst others. Well, good luck, guys. That broad has a reputation. She's not the kind to toy with, if you know what I mean.
Any useful information?
For free?
Stop clucking around, Philmar.
All right, but just because of the old days. Look for me after you've talked to her. You wouldn't understand what I have to say about her before then. Don't leave unless you're thrown out, in which case, you know the drill. We don't know each other, I'll deny you in a blink.
Good to see you too, old pal. We'll be back.
Okay, er kann mir keine Informationen geben, solange ich sie nicht kennengelernt habe. Oh, ich wollte den Bartypen noch anfragen. Okay, das ist Dings gewesen. Warte mal. Boah, das wird anstrengend, die Namen zu merken. Da, Iben. Nee, wie heißt der? Wessler. Ich nenne ihn Wessler. Der Mafia-Boss, nicht Mafia-Boss. Doch, er arbeitet irgendwie bei dem im Untergrund und so. Illegal Handel und Sachen. Firma Lau, Falke, Geschlecht männlich, absolut durchschnittlich im Aussehen, wenig einprägsam und ein alter Bekannter aus Erwin. Pilmers, so nennt er sich inzwischen, ist ein alter Kumpel aus der Zeit vor Clairville. Er ist einer der besten Privatdetektive der Stadt, aber wie all die anderen auch gerät er oft in Schwierigkeiten mit dem Gesetz. Trotzdem kann man ihm immer noch trauen, was in Clairville auf fast niemand mehr zutrifft. Ah, jetzt sitzt er da hinten. Aber ich will den Barkeeper noch anreden.
2 whiskeys, kid, and no horsing around.
Wow.
I've never heard that one before.
Der Arme.
Sonny, you gotta drive, you know?
Yeah, you're right, Marty. Hey, Longface, give me a glass of tap water too, okay?
Yes, sir. Coming right up. That wasn't exactly what I meant.
Er will den
As I
Whisky mit Wasser
recall, you're always
runterspülen.
bragging about hiding your shotgun in your coat so well, no one can see it.
Sure. Maybe I have it with me now.
Er hat sie bei sich.
What?
Well, do you see that bottle, Marty? That's a 28-year-old Golden Eagle whiskey.
Of all the furry gods, you're right.
And they've just left it on the bar. Someone ordered it, got so drunk he forgot all about it. So
we're confiscating it as evidence.
yeah, well, more like stealing it. But if it's easier for you.
You're twisted, pal. But to be honest, I've no objections.
Warte mal.
Look, Sonny, I know it's not my place, but Laura's father went to that guy when his, problems had gone too far.
You're treading on thin ice, Marty.
Er redet drauf an, dass man ein Alkoholproblem hat, oder? Der Sonny.
Are talking, you know? All kinds of things. Moses, Plato.
Talking, eh? About what? About why Blood Boil took my badge? About what an untrustworthy alcoholic wreck I am?
Look, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter.
Good, and let it stay that way.
At least we're cracking this one together, yeah?
Sure, Marty.
Ich habe einen Erfolg bekommen, dass ich das geklaut habe. Aber ich weiß nicht, ob das irgendwie super wichtig
Come
ist
to Daddy, Dog.
für später, ob das schlechtes Ende macht oder ob das einfach nur
Calling
da
things
war.
Darling, it's kind of weird, don't you think?
Says someone who called
Touché. I'll shut it.
Good birdie.
Okay. Dann reden wir mal. Schauen wir den erstmal an.
That woman with Ibn, I think I know her from somewhere.
Maybe in your dreams, pal.
Okay, das ist also eine Dame, die er bei sich hat. Stimmt, schaut sehr nach weiblich aus. Ich dachte jetzt am Anfang, es wäre ein Bodyguard wegen der Körperhaltung. Also richtig so wie der da drüben hockt. So. Aber nee, das ist eine Dame, die bei ihm steht. Nein, ich wollte mit der Ratte reden.
Isn't that...
Yes, it is. The great Ibn Wessler, in the flesh. So much for our incognito.
You think he noticed us?
Only if he's not entirely blind.
Great.
Just
Hallo.
act nonchalant, my friend.
No, it can't be.
What now?
Er hat sie erkannt, oder?
Is that Olivia?
No, Marty.
Hey, Olivia.
Are you talking to me?
It's me, Marty McChicken.
Oh, God.
What a pleasant surprise. The Rooster Coppers in person.
Chicken police.
Er ist auch süß.
But yeah, Mr. Wessler, you could say so. The name's...
Sonny Featherland, of course, of course. Chicken Police. Your partner is,
Marty McChicken, sir. I just introduced myself to your lady companion seconds ago.
Ja, er hat nicht
Oh,
zugehört.
I'm so happy to see you.
Nein, ist er nicht.
Hello, boys.
So, to what do we owe this pleasure, gentlemen?
Yeah, so, we were, just in the neighborhood.
Cut the crap, Marty. All right, we're here for your sweetheart.
Oh, I see.
No big deal. Just a blackmail thing. You know, horrifying threats written on the wall with blood-red paint. The usual stuff. You must be familiar with
Soll
this
er
kind
das
of
so
thing.
rausquatschen? Weil das waren doch eher private Informationen.
Oh yeah, indeed. It's, nasty business. But I didn't know Natasha hired a detective because of this simple matter. But to be honest, I understand. I would have taken matters into my own hands, you see. But I'm kind of busy.
Mr. Wessler had a meeting with Attorney General Hamtaro yesterday, so he's rather tired. If you would excuse us.
Oh, dear Olivia, it's okay. These gentlemen are just doing their job, right? And if I've heard correctly, they're notoriously thorough. So, how can I help you?
Also Wessler ist also für mich 100%ig unschuldig. Der hat nichts damit zu tun. Der wird wahrscheinlich hilfreich
We've got
sein.
a few questions, if you don't mind.
Solange
Very
wir
much
ihn in
your
Ruhe
service.
lassen, glaube ich, ist ihm egal, was wir machen.
Nice bunker you got here.
Well, thank you, but it's not mine. Not anymore. But I'm sure you already know that. Listen, detective. If you want to know something, please ask straight, huh?
All right, Mr. Wessler,
Etwas
let's make this a
ungeduldig.
bit more professional.
I'm not as exciting as people tend to believe. I grew up in a poor family of many siblings. I'm the only one still alive, unfortunately. My career started with a shoe store, and now, here I am.
Hat er seine
I
Geschwister
wouldn't call
ermordet?
that an average life. Shoe store owner to mob boss.
How dare you
Jeder
speak
macht
to
was
Mr.
anderes.
Wessler like that?
Leave it, Olivia, dear. It's just provocation.
I'm sorry if I offended you, Mr. Wessler. Shall we talk about something else?
Warum über den Hasen reden?
Everybody knows Mr. Hayworth. He's an antique piece of furniture in this city.
Only a bit worn out.
It's not my fault that he's so much in debt, detective, but the name of his family still rings quite loud in Clawville.
Is that still worth anything?
The name is just their name, of course, but the man behind the name is another matter, Mr. Featherland.
You're a pragmatic rat.
Thank you.
Es ist schon irgendwie ein bisschen sass, dass die ganze Zeit dieser Hase angesprochen wird. Weil was hat der jetzt mit dem Fall zu tun? Gar nichts, aber wir fragen nach ihm. Er hat bestimmt wirklich was fett damit zu tun. Aber wahrscheinlich ist es nicht so und ich tue wieder ganz falsch liegen.
Look, detective, if you want to know something, just ask.
All right, Mr. Wessler. Has your assistant been working for you long?
Are you talking about me?
Yes, I'm talking about you, ma'am.
Let me answer your question then. I've been in Mr. Wessler's employment for 6 months. Why do you ask?
Oh, just routine questioning, you know. Most of them aren't good for anything. Just killing time.
It sounded rude to me.
Yeah, please forgive her, Detective. Olivia's a real firecracker.
Okay, das war alles. Ah, jetzt kann ich vernehmen. Aber warum vernehmen? Naja, egal. Ich vernehm's mal.
Wessler's a tricky guy. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about him, so I have to be cunning. I can't just pin him against a wall. Yet.
Was haben sie gedacht, als sie von der Erpressung hörten? Wessler. Okay, er ist schon beim Minus mit drinnen.
How did you feel when you heard about the blackmail?
Er ist auch süß. So der Forscher mal wieder lockt.
Honestly, I found it ridiculous.
And now?
Now I'm kinda interested. But I wouldn't call it blackmail yet. They're just empty threats. There were no demands.
Good point.
Thank you. Are we done?
Es war eine
No,
Frage.
not quite.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Haben sie nicht einfach Polizei gerufen? Das sind keine Leider, was ich wenig von. Erst muss ich ein Witz sein. Ich kann nicht einfach in die Ecke drehen. Also wahrscheinlich das obere, oder?
Why didn't you just call the police?
Huh? Why? What would have been the use of that? A few messages aren't enough for a case. You should know that.
Harassment makes for a case. So do threats.
Who were you trying to convince, Sonny? Huh? They would have laughed in my face. Anyway, you know, the police station. Once I set foot in there, I'm not coming out again.
Ja,
Your
das ist
lawyers are
wahrscheinlich
too
true.
good for that, Ibn.
Yeah, I guess you're right, chicken.
Das war nicht gut. Dumm sind, warum sollte den Grund haben, ihre Freundin zu
Why would
erpressen?
anyone have reason to blackmail your girlfriend?
I don't know, maybe because she's my girlfriend?
You think that's enough?
It's plenty enough.
Good point.
Oh, are you finally getting to a point? Or do you really want to dig around in my private life? Because, people who do that end up in the alley. If you catch my drift.
War doch gerade keine böse Frage von
Very
mir.
much so, Mr. Wessler. Wessler is tougher than I thought. And he's secretive. It's time to gently beat around the bush.
Okay, das war gut. Stehen Sie und Natascha sich nahe, verbringen Sie viel Zeit hier, finden Sie die Botschaft nicht gefährlich? Gab es in Nataschas Vergangenheit vergleichbare Vorfälle? Das könnte ich schon.
Were there any similar incidents in Natasha's past? I mean, threats, blackmail, enemies or insane fans, psychopath pianists, perhaps.
I don't know about enemies, but she's a celebrity. A star shining bright in Clawville's night sky. Do you understand? She gets endless fan mail. It could be anybody.
Natasha doesn't
Es
feel
ist
that way.
Levis.
I've noticed.
Okay, gut, das war gut. Reden Sie Klartext, das ist eine Zeitverschwendung. Nein, das nicht. Inzwischen Natascha und alles in Ordnung. Nein. Glauben Sie, das ist ein Fanverhund? Das ist das Beste. Weil das ist anmotzen. Und man weiß von, wenn man so Bösewichte-Serie geschaut haben, so, die reagieren darauf nicht. Die nehmen das nicht ernst. Da tue ich mich wieder zu sehr in seine Privatsphäre einmischen. Das mag er ja nicht. Also ist das untere am besten.
Do you think one of her fans is the culprit? Someone who can't take rejection, maybe?
Why not? It's quite common.
It's a typical motive, indeed. Any ideas who it could be?
Yeah. Attorney General Hamtaro is obsessed with Natasha. But he's, more like the kiss on the hand, flowers bowing type. Throwing bricks through the window is not his style. I can't think of anybody else. Or rather,
Wir haben auch noch
I
nicht
can
alle
think of everybody
kennengelernt.
else. About half the city, actually.
I get it.
Auch gut. Der Gangsterboss und das Kätzchen, was? Wie haben sie eigentlich kennengelernt? Gab es früher schon einmal vergleichbare Drohungen? Wäre es bereit auf Maria? Ja, of course. So ein Schmarrn. Ich bin doch nicht mal Polizist mehr, so gesagt. Ich bin suspendiert. Also eher hier.
Have there been similar threats in the past?
Right to the point, yeah? Yeah, I get it. But sadly, this is a dead end, my friend. No, No threats like these, whether you believe it or not.
Well, it really seems like a dead end, so I'll just back up and try.
You do that.
Echt? Das war nicht gut? Der Gangsterboss, okay, dann mache ich
The
das.
mob boss and the pussycat, eh? How did you
Pussycat.
even meet?
Huh? Are you trying to piss me off, Corpora, so I accidentally let some big secret slip out, huh?
Ja.
A simple answer would work.
You know, Natasha, she's both connoisseur and muse. So, how was it?
You don't remember? That's strange.
Ah, yeah, the millions, of course. It was like another lifetime. It happened right here, only this place was called the Millions back then. She was a dancer. Behind the scenes, I arranged opportunities for her on the big stage. Yeah, maybe she still doesn't know it was me. Then one day, I invited her for a drink with a promise that if she was willing to meet me, I'd buy the place for her.
Okay, also er hat sie schon kennengelernt, als das noch anders hieß und sie eine Tänzerin war. Er hat ihr Geld gegeben oder bezahlt, dass sie tanzt. Und dann hat er sie mal zu ihm eingeladen und danach diesen Ort für sie gekauft.
I guess she was willing.
The next day, she had the club in her name.
Well, that is romantic.
Yeah, there are many kinds of romance, Birdman. There's cheap and there's expensive. You get what you can afford.
Leben sie und Natascha im selben
Do
Haus?
you live in the same house as Natasha?
Oh, you're really something. Natasha's a free woman, but mostly, yeah, at my place in Goldtown. But she has her own kind of a weekend house.
How often does she use the weekend house?
Yeah, every other weekend. Roughly.
I see. That's very important information.
Yeah, if you say so.
Dass sie ihn betrügt oder was? Meint er das? Alleine, wenn sie im Wochenende dort ist? Man fühlt Natascha sich also massiv bedroht. Ja, ich mach's
Is
obere.
she completely alone when she's there
Ich
at the
will's wissen.
weekend?
As I've told you, Natasha's a free woman, eh? She's an adult. She doesn't need an escort.
Are you afraid for her? You know, a big star like her alone in that house.
Manchmal schaut er echt genervt.
I never said a black car doesn't drive by 2 or 3 times a day, but, it's just caution. Huh. I'm not a monster after all, am I?
I suppose not.
Hält es wieder nicht?
So
Oh,
Natasha
man.
feels like she's in grave danger, yet she's still going out alone.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at, but I'm 100% sure of her loyalty. She's gone out very rarely since this started, and mostly in my company. Yeah, you know, I'm not sure if you do, but, in our social circles, banquets and dinners are frequent.
Illegal gambling nights.
You got me there. Yeah, you're right. Natasha is crazy about the roulette wheel.
Always putting it all on the red, right?
Yeah, you're a real rotten bastard, Sonny. Although, yeah, always on the red. You're right.
So, can we meet your lady?
I don't see why not. But first, please, listen to her sing. She's on soon.
Und wie viele Sterne? Ich werde es nochmal probieren. Aha. Eben versucht jedes Mal das Thema zu wechseln, sobald wir auf Drohungen zu sprechen kommen. Er weiß eindeutig mehr, als es zugibt. Gehen nochmal.
Westlers. How
Also.
did you... You seem a very busy man.
Aber das muss
May
ja
I ask
richtig
what you
jetzt
do?
sein.
It's, uninteresting.
Would you elaborate?
I got a small share in the meat substitute business. If the new product works, maybe we can make your job easier.
Was ist für euch Fleisch? Was isst ihr? Das ist die Frage.
You mean reduce predation in Clawville?
There are such plans, If you're interested, talk to Olivia, my assistant. She's an expert in what she does,
Thank you. That's it for now.
Das war cool.
You're very taciturn, Mr. Wessler, though I've heard you're quite the speaker.
Look, I'll gladly talk to anyone about business, and even happier to talk about art. But I'm no fan of interrogation on a night out. Are you even on duty?
Sorry for any offense. Wessler is tougher than I thought.
Okay, es war nicht richtig. Das
Are
hier?
you in the
What do you mean exact?
Mr.
Oh, you have some nerve.
Really?
Maybe you can't come.
Oh,
Get to the point, detective.
Ibn is quick.
Wow. Das war noch schlechter. Aha.
Wessler's. How did you
Also.
Honestly,
Also frage ich mich nach einem Laden, oder? Weil Alibis tut sie ihn wieder in die Ecke drängen.
Is this place yours?
no, it's not.
Never been yours in the...
Ugh. Why do you ask questions you already know the answer to, huh? Yeah, it was mine. Now it belongs to Natasha. She's my girlfriend. What a coincidence.
Auch nicht. Ein Alibi.
How are your alibis, Mr. Wessler?
Am I a suspect? That was fast. But thank you for asking. They're solid. Just ask Olivia. She can enlighten you in this matter, too.
No need. And no, you're not a suspect. Yet. No more than everyone else in Clawville.
That's, reassuring.
Akzeptiere ich. Okay, dann war es am Anfang ein bisschen schlecht. Okay, also er weiß was von den Drogen, aber er will das nicht ansprechen.
Thank you for your time. We'll be seeing you.
I have no doubt about that, unfortunately.
Hey, we should grab a coffee or something, Olivia. You know, for old time's sake.
Marty, ich will nicht sagen, aber Olivia, glaube ich, kennt dich nicht mehr.
Pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. Goodbye.
Oh,
Du hast eine Freundin. Was ist mit dem? Der ist so richtig horny, keine Ahnung. Er hat eine Freundin. Hör auf, mit anderen Frauen zu flirten.
Please, take a seat. The show's gonna start soon.
Oh, jetzt kommt ein Song. Ich hoffe, dass der Song okay ist. Sonst schneide ich ihn raus.
Sonny. Sonny.
Chloe's still lying in my bed, and it's dead.
That was, unique.
Okay, irgendwas war mit Sonny los. Also, erst dachte ich, dass er sich verschossen hat, aber er hat doch böse geschaut. Hat der Song ihn an irgendwas erinnert?
Oh, that is cute. Nobody has ever given me such a unique
Ist aber auch
compliment
interessant,
before.
dass sie grüne Augen hat. Alles hat keine Farbe, außer ihre Augen.
Forgive me, my name is Santino Featherland.
I thought so. You look more or less like I imagined.
More or less.
Sometimes less is more, Mr. Featherland.
Ahem. You were amazing, dear, as always.
Could you be my little furball and fetch me a cocktail?
But of course.
Die benutzt ihn nur. Das merkt man jetzt gerade voll.
Ibn will be back soon. We'll have a few minutes to talk. Then he'll end the conversation and throw you both out.
With all due respect, ma'am, we're not that easy to get rid of. Doesn't matter who's trying, believe me.
Hast du mal den Türsteher gesehen draußen? Der schmeißt euch beide easy raus.
Doesn't matter, he'll do it. That's why I'm telling you. I don't want a scene. My room's upstairs. Meet me there in 20 minutes. Come alone, Sonny. You'd be too conspicuous otherwise.
Hey.
I understand. You know, they call him Target Marty at the station.
Weil er so groß ist.
I don't have time, Mr. Featherland.
Sure thing, Natasha. I'll come to your room. 3 knocks, a short pause, then another 3.
I'll be waiting. Go, before he comes back.
I knew she was trouble the first time I saw her. She wore danger like a perfume. It was simply part of her being, and it attracted me, like light attracts the moth people. I wanted to be the microphone as she whispers her melodies, or the pillow she rests her feet on while reading some cheap romance. I wanted to be her nightdress, barely touching, barely covering her marble skin. But I was a cop, and a lifetime wouldn't be enough to rid myself of what a woman like her hides under her makeup. Keep your distance, Sonny. Just keep your distance.
Oh.
Gee, that is a unique picture, and kind of daring. I admit I've never seen anything quite like it before.
Augen.
Yes, I admit it's a little daring. I keep it. It evokes good memories. A precious old friend of mine. A most wonderful artist.
Ich will das blurren, einfach weil ich Angst habe, dass sogar der Rücken schon etwas zu viel ist.
He's got an eye, that's for sure, considering his model.
Was that supposed to be some kind of compliment?
I don't know. I don't compliment often. Not on purpose, anyway.
Oh, you're funny.
Aha. Was ist das? Oh, noch ein Buch. Die siebte Regel auf Predation. Zu Fleisch essen. Ja, das ist dann verboten, oder?
You got a beautiful place here, Natasha.
Also
a
Fleisch
peaceful
zu
little
essen.
island on the ocean of
Das sind ja alles
madness
solche Tiere.
with very classy furniture.
Ibn likes me surrounded by elegant things, you know?
You're an elegant thing yourself, sweetheart.
Oh, that's charming. Thank you, detective.
I bet you
Spiel?
spend a lot of your time staring into the mirror. Do you even recognize yourself?
Maybe you were trying to be rude, but, you know, that's a very good question.
I was just trying to be rude.
Ich wollte wirklich nur unhöflich sein, Alter.
Really? Well, then I'm sorry.
Don't mention it.
Macht er das mit Absicht? Die ärgert ihre Aufmerksamkeit. Ich will mit ihr sprechen, aber mehr gibt's ja nicht. Kronleuchter hatte ich schon. Na gut, dann rede ich mit ihr.
This woman's aware of her charm, and she knows how to use it. A rare and dangerous combination.
How do you like your bourbon, Mr. Featherland?
In a glass. But thanks, I had a couple before I came. I feel like this may be a long night.
I hope it doesn't bother you if I have one myself.
I get offended if women don't drink in my company.
Oh, you are a funny guy.
So I've been told. Anyway, lovely room.
Yes. Look, Mr. Featherland.
It's sunny. Saves us a lot of time.
Okay, Sonny.
So, why am I here?
You know, men tend to babble in my presence.
Mhm.
It must be exhausting.
Geht's um Larry?
It is. But you're not the type to beat around the bush.
Is it too banal if I tell you it's an occupational hazard?
Terribly.
So can I start the unpleasant questions?
I've asked you here so you can do what you do best.
Really? I thought you asked because you wanted me to investigate for you. But if you'd rather be drinking...
Sie meint dass er Ermittlungen starten soll. Nicht trinken, Sonny. Nicht trinken. Ermitteln.
Oh, you do have a sense of humor. How reassuring.
Only if I'm a bit hungover. That's usually quite common.
Oh, please drop the act about being the alcoholic, heartbroken ex-cop, Sonny. It would undoubtedly suit you, but I've seen you scanning my room. From the second you set foot in here, you started working, and everything I say gets sorted in your brain. Am I right?
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, it's something like that.
Well then, Sonny, come at me.
Oh, that's something I don't hear often. With pleasure.
Okay. Eigentlich habe Personen. Hier. Name Natasha, Katze, auffällig grüne Augen. Sie ist eindeutig in Schwierigkeiten, genau wie ich. Natasha ist wirklich eine mysteriöse Frau und sie wirkt auch gefährlich. Allerdings steckt sie ohne Zweifel in echten Schwierigkeiten. Die Frage ist sie die Ursache des Problems oder ist es jemand anderes? Die Ratte. Das habe ich doch schon angeschaut. Ibn befasst sich derzeit mit dem Fleischersatzmarkt. Jedenfalls haben er und auch seine Assistentin uns das erzählt. Ibn verhielt sich recht seltsam und zögerte, als ich ihm davon erzählte, dass ich Natasha getroffen hatte. Es wäre interessant, die Geschichte aus einer anderen Perspektive heraus erzählt zu bekommen. Olivia Krähe, Geschlecht weiblich. Besondere Merkmale für eine Krähe ungewöhnlich groß und schlank. Sie ist still und geheimnisvoll. Olivia ist derzeit Ibn Wessler Assistentin und Begleitperson. Es könnte sich als wertvoll erweisen, herauszufinden, ob mehr als eine berufliche Beziehung zwischen Miss Krähe und der Ratte besteht. Ich glaube irgendwie nicht. Aber vielleicht will sie mehr. Ich finde, dass Ibn vom Gefühl aus eine sehr treue Person ist. Ach, gleich schon. Ich dachte, da darf ich noch ein bisschen befragen, aber wenn es nicht so sein soll.
Natasha is a confident woman. I can exploit that. But I must be careful. Every part of her oozes danger.
Das war eine bemerkenswerte Vorstellung.
That was a remarkable performance.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Do you perform here frequently? You're also the owner, if I'm not mistaken.
Sadly, I don't have the time, but the stage still calls my name, and I perform just a few times a year, and always with a new song.
So that was all the excitement.
I have many admirers, if that's what you mean.
Ja, also dem Sonny hat's auch sehr gut gefallen, wie du gesungen hast. Das hat man ja gesehen. An der Wand ist ziemlich gut. Hier ist wirklich... Ey, ich muss raussehen. Jede Faser an ihr ist gefährlich. Soll ich darauf eingehen, dass sie nice ist, dass er auf sie steht? Oder auf das Bild rangehen? Ich werde erstmal das Bild machen.
The picture on the wall is quite daring.
Only if you knew how old I was at the time.
I think I'm on a slippery slope here.
Come on, don't be shy. Ask me.
All right. How old were you?
Did you really believe I'd tell you?
You're quite a player, aren't you?
Life is anything but a game, detective.
Well, you tell me.
Okay, das war gut. Was können Sie mir zu Wessler sagen? Glauben Sie, dass einer Ihrer Bewunderer hinter den Drohungen steckt? Ja, oder? Wessler hat jetzt nicht wirklich was damit zu tun. Also er könnte, aber es geht ja jetzt um die Bedrohung. Deswegen hat sie mich hergeholt.
Do you think one of your admirers might be behind the threats?
Those who admire me usually idolize me. No, I don't think it's one of them.
You know, the soul of an animal is extremely complicated. Sometimes all it takes is a bad look or some small rejection to turn admiration into hate.
That's a stillborn theory. No one hates me if they once loved me, Mr. Detective.
Okay.
Ah, I see.
Kann trotzdem immer noch ein Fan sein. Ich sag immer noch, es ist der Hase. Larry, glaube ich, hieß der. Dieser Fall stinkt zum Himmel. Was wollen Sie eigentlich von mir? Nein. Warum haben Sie Deborah geschickt? Sie ist ein nettes Mädchen, aber warum sind Sie nicht selbst gekommen? Aufbewahrt. Das
Do
hier,
you have
oder?
any material evidence concerning the threats?
You may think I'm irresponsible, but I didn't keep any of it. I
Ja,
simply
super.
couldn't bear to look at them.
Das ist nicht hilfreich.
Didn't you think maybe the police would need it?
I didn't think I needed the police. Moreover, do you think the girlfriend of Ibn Wessler could ever turn to the cops?
I see. So, what about me?
Ja,
How do
weil
I
du
come into the
suspendiert
picture?
bist.
It sounds ridiculous, but you're my last hope.
That does sound ridiculous, but I accept my ego and old habits.
You can't do anything else, can you?
Something like that. A leopard can't change its spots. Deep behind the diamond skin lies the truth. It doesn't matter how hard Natasha's trying to hide it. She's scared. Now I must concentrate to finally find out what I want to know.
Dann machen wir das. Aber das war gut. Was genau
What
stand
was
in der
in those
Drohung?
threats?
Genau, das wissen wir ja noch
Exactly.
nicht. War es eine Todesdrohung oder einfach nur ich werde dich zerstören Drohung?
The message itself is not a threat. It's just a word.
But a word again and again is threatening.
Exactly.
Und was ist das Wort?
So,
You really don't have any idea? Which word could be used for a woman like me?
Das B-Wort?
I guess I do. Yes, I think I know what it could be.
Whore.
Okay, ich war eher für B-I-T und so, ja, gut.
Cat got your tongue? Am I right? You heard it. I said what you were thinking. And yes, that was in the message. That was printed on the paper and painted on my wall in giant red letters.
Ja, kann echt sein, dass es ein Fan ist. Oder du hast eine Affäre und hast ihn abblitzen lassen. Oder es war vor der Ratte und du hast ihn abblitzen lassen, einen.
Well, thank you for your honesty.
Während du mit dem anderen noch zusammen warst. So. Irgendwo hier.
Could the threats have anything to do with the dangerous relationship between you?
You mean I'm a cat and he's a rat?
Nein, weil er ein Gangster ist, der viele Feinde hat.
Every interracial relationship has risk. But yes, this one's more conspicuous than most.
Oh, ich wusste gar nicht, dass da fettes Problem ist, wenn Katze mit Ratte und wahrscheinlich Hund mit Schaf oder so. Na, okay.
Clawville's a very open and free city, but I guess you see more radical transgressions than I do.
One of the most common causes in homicidal and predatory cases, ma'am. So, yes.
Well, I don't know about that. Nobody ever questioned our relationship openly. We are what we are. And you know, if you're interested in my personal feelings, danger fills our relationship with a flavor no other can replace.
Okay,
It
das
must be
hört
one
dich also
interesting
an.
relationship, that's for sure. I'm not sure I can feel the same, but I can certainly understand it.
Maybe one day you'll experience it, Sonny. Have you ever been with a predator before?
Well,
Mit Wellensittich oder Papagei. Maybe?
Well,
that's unsteady ground, Natasha. Let's turn the questioning around, if you don't mind.
as you wish, Sonny.
Wie viele Dummköpfe wie mich haben sie schon benutzt,
How
Natasha?
many fools like me have you used up,
In all my life? Well,
I just forget it. I don't want to know. Curiosity killed the cat. No pun intended.
I'm just joking. You're not a fool, Sonny. I know that was supposed to be a kind of insult, but it usually rolls right off me. I can't take cockadoodling, so you can put aside the strutting stuff while you're talking to me.
Fair point. Broadcast received, ma'am. Natasha is a mysterious woman, but I must gouge out at least one of her secrets. Enough games. It's time to know why I'm here.
Okay. Lassen Sie uns zur Sache kommen. Woher kennen Sie... Boah, ich habe minus 60 bekommen, aber... Ich konnte doch jetzt nichts anderes auswählen.
Let's stop beating about the bush. How do you know Molly?
I'm prepared for that question, but it's still not easy.
You knew very well that if you threw in the name of my wife, I'd come to you, no matter how vague and suspicious the case was. I just want to know if you're simply a manipulator, or you're really that desperate.
I really know her. I'm not lying.
Oh, really? How? Were you a nurse, too? Forgive me, but I don't think so.
Don't be rude and so cynical, Sonny.
I'm sorry, but that's me when feline claws are at my throat.
Molly is an old and good friend of mine. She has nothing to do with this, but I knew that if I didn't mention it to you, you wouldn't have come.
Yeah, Natasha, you're right there.
I knew you were a decent fowl, that you would help me. That's what you're famous for.
Don't go there. Flattery doesn't work.
Look, forgive me. I shouldn't have brought your wife into this.
Also ist sie nicht in der Stadt. Okay.
You're right, you shouldn't have. But to be honest, I don't think she's my wife anymore. On paper she is, but I haven't seen her in years.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Really?
I did. I knew. I checked you out before I sent Deborah.
Cluck me. This case is getting more and more intriguing.
Was genau wollen Sie von mir? Sie haben mich vom Anfang hinters Licht geführt. Oder?
You played me from the start, didn't you?
It wasn't my intention.
I'm an old cock, Natasha. I've played too many of these games, and I've been on the losing side often enough.
So, you're going to walk away?
You're damn right. I don't know if it's worth it for me.
Was? Nee, das wollte ich jetzt nicht machen. Ja, meine Haare.
Look, Sonny, money's not an issue.
Oh yeah, your fawn had already mentioned that. But unfortunately, it'll be hard to spend all that dough when I'm dead.
Dead? Don't even say that.
Do you have a gun?
Me?
Of course you, Natasha. Do you have it on
Wie kommt
you?
er jetzt auf Waffe und Tod?
Not at the moment.
Well, let me give you some advice. Keep it with you, always. Maybe in your purse.
You don't think they, whoever they are, would hurt me?
Ja, es kann immer weitergehen. Erst schreiben, dann Wand und irgendwann kommt der körperliche Kontakt. Also die Gefahr kann schon entstehen.
Don't be naive, Natasha.
You're right. I'll keep it with me.
I don't want to scare you, but two cops snooping around can mess something like this up, even if it's just two roosters.
You'll keep snooping? Thank you, Sonny.
Maybe you're getting yourself into even deeper trouble with me. Thank me when this is all over.
Wow, ich war echt schlecht. Die Drohung in der eher Beleidigung in den Botschaften an Natascha ist immer dieselbe. H. Knapp, aber trotzdem viel sagen.
Natasha,
Okay, nochmal.
that was a remarkable...
Das da
The
vielleicht?
place is very elegant, and
Why, thank you.
I kind of feel like I'm in a museum.
Well, that depends on the kind of museum.
The
That's
kind with
it.
nice things.
Oh,
Suspiciously nice things. Just like you.
do you think I'm suspicious?
We'll see about that.
Try me.
Okay, das mochte sie.
No one's ever seen the culprit? Not even a shadow?
That's one of the most curious things. Ibn has men everywhere, literally, my shadows, ghosts in every alley. But no one saw anything.
One of them could be the culprit.
Ibn pays his animals well, and he's the most dangerous man in the city. A combination that nullifies your theory, I believe.
Ich sage immer noch Stase.
Maybe, ma'am.
Er kennt sich aus
Is
und
capable
wahrscheinlich
of insane
wird er nicht so
miracles
auffallen.
and miraculous insanity.
What poetry? Did you ever think about writing a book?
Never. I'm afraid I'd learn too much about myself.
Maybe that's the point. I would read about you. Not like the chicken police Pulp Fiction.
Furry
Okay.
hell. Do you read that trash?
Like everyone else in the city.
Oh, great.
I think it's flattering, even as badly written tales of heroes in the gutter.
You enjoy it?
Well, just a little, Sonny. Just a little.
Aus der Vergangenheit ein Ex-Liebhaber, ein Ehemann vielleicht, ist also kein Fan und auch niemand aus ihrem Umfeld. Wen haben sie im Verdacht?
So it's not a fan and not an inside job. Who do you suspect?
Aren't you supposed to know that?
Usually, yes. But I've got nothing to go on. And you don't have a hunch.
Maybe I do. But first, I want to know if you'll...
I'm here, aren't I?
That's true, but I must know.
The proof of the pudding is in the eating.
I wish it was that simple.
Natasha is a
Das war nicht gut.
Let's stop beating about the bush.
War das gut oder
What
das?
exactly do you want from me?
You are really as good as they say you are. And I'm not selling lucky dips, Sonny. Find them, whoever they are, and...
Whatever it takes.
Na, nur verhaften oder du. Kein Schießen. Naja, außer Marty kommt mit seiner Wörter. Da kann ich aber nicht sagen, da kann ich was unternehmen, wenn was passiert. Das ist nicht in meiner Verantwortungsbereich.
Not exactly, but something like that.
You know, if I didn't see the speck of fear behind the confidence shining in your eyes, I wouldn't take the case.
I'm not afraid.
You're terrified, Natasha. Don't be ashamed.
You must solve this. As soon as you can. Money's not an issue.
Und? 60. Wo habe ich denn schon wieder Fehler gemacht? Nochmal
A
das.
dark shadow from the past, an ex-lover, a husband, maybe.
I'm surprised you asked that just now.
Well, I have my habits. Some call my methods peculiar.
What a curious way to put...
I'm a curious kind of fellow.
I've never been married, and I don't really have any...
A more dangerous, not serious relationship, maybe?
I've never been with anyone long enough for them to hate me.
Das denkst du.
Love is just another face of hate.
So is hate a face of love then?
I guess. Were you on the run?
No, Mr. Featherland. I came to Clawville with a clean slate, and I'd like to believe it will stay that way.
You mean as the girlfriend of Ibn Wessler, the biggest mob boss in Clawville? Yeah, good luck with that. Natasha is a mysterious woman, but I must gouge out. Let's stop beating about. You played.
100%! Yeah! Also musste ich sie auch anschreien. Ich durfte nicht nett zu ihr sein.
Just one more thing, Sonny.
Hm?
Natasha?
Please, come to 37 Rochester Street in Flower Town tonight. I'd like to show you something that could be of a great help in your investigation.
Okay.
I was afraid this was coming. Why there? Why not here and now?
It's something I keep hidden there. I won't take the risk of Ibn or one of his men seeing it.
Isn't Ibn too dangerous to keep secrets from?
Sonny, a woman is naked without her secrets. I knew
Was
you
will
would
die uns
understand.
zeigen?
Oh yeah, I understand everything.
Hat sie wirklich eine
when do we
Affäre und
meet?
will es dann
The night
uns
is
zeigen?
almost over.
I'll be there in an hour. Don't be early, and don't be too late.
Look, Natasha, you know,
Please, this is very important to me.
sure, I get it. I'll be there.
Thank you.
Until later, Natasha.
Goodbye, Sonny.
Hey, das war's dann mit der Befragung von ihr. Aber ich habe keine neue Info dazu bekommen. Ich würde aber hier auch wieder eine Pause machen. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zuschauen und in der nächsten Folge geht... Ich muss erst rausgehen, oder? Okay, warte. Dann gehe ich nochmal kurz raus.
Well,
Weren't you supposed to be waiting in the car?
I was bored to tears, Sonny. I also thought maybe something happened to you.
You thought Natasha had eaten me alive, huh?
Well, who knows? You're such a fragile little thing.
Nur weil du zu groß
I'm
bist.
too old for this, Marty.
Then next time, leave the dangerous predators to me.
I didn't mean that, Marty. I meant you.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, kann ich jetzt? Nee, ich muss rausgehen. Wo ist denn die? Die Ratte ist weg. Ist die bei der Bahn noch? Ah ja, ich muss mit ihm noch reden, stimmt.
So, have you talked to Natasha?
In fact, yes. She was, kind of mysterious.
I bet she was. You know, I've never abandoned a case before.
Die hat dich
Not
gewollt.
voluntarily, anyway. But,
You're, too old for this shit, huh?
as you say, pal.
That's exactly how I felt, too.
Before you leave, take this and examine it closely.
What is it?
It's the reason I've decided all of this is not worth it for me.
Wow, that sounds encouraging.
Take care of yourselves, guys. This case, maybe it goes deeper than you'd think.
Oh, that makes my feathers stand on end.
Ah, old croakers. You're safe while I'm here. Okay, I didn't say anything.
Todesblick. Was hat denn der mir gegeben? Ein Zettel.
We stepped into it, didn't we?
Ist doch nur...
We stepped in. Of all that's furry, what kind of a list is this?
Ja, es ist eine Liste mit Telefonnummern.
Exactly. I have no idea, but I don't even want to find out.
Those names, all top dogs. Maybe they played cards together.
Sure, that's very likely. Anyway, I pried this list out of a dead man's hand. Somebody dropped him outside the forest, a few miles from the Wessler residence.
I should have known she was keeping secrets.
Keeping secrets? She's the secret herself.
Thanks, Filmar. This could be important.
Don't thank me. Maybe I've just signed your death warrant.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh, shut up, Marty.
Kann ich irgendwas noch machen mit denen?
Oh, it's you. How?
Look, we really don't want to dig into your personal life, but
What exactly is my relationship with Mr. Wessler? And how close am I to him?
you don't beat around the bush, man.
Well, actually, I remember.
I don't have time to chit-chat, Mr. Featherland. So yes, I'm not one to beat around the bush. And no, I'm not sleeping with Mr. Wessler.
Well, thanks for the quick.
Anything else?
Oh lol, ich kann sie noch mehr befragen. Gut, dann mach ich
Do
das
you
noch.
come here often, Olivia?
No, not really.
Well, okay.
You're welcome.
Oh, die ist eine sehr gesprächige
You
Person.
know, Ibn's not as ferocious as you'd think. On the contrary, he's become very different recently.
I heard. Don't you find that weird? A sudden change of heart?
Sometimes an animal just has enough. Fed up and wants a change. I deeply respect that.
Well, thank you for your honesty, man.
Oder er wird bedroht und versucht sich zurückzuhalten. Und weiß, dass irgendein Problem gerade aufkommt. Kann auch sein.
What's your relationship with Miss Natasha Kutsenko?
We've talked a bit, that's all.
There's no tension between you? You know, the pretty secretary.
Well, thank you for your compliment, Mr. Featherland. No, no tension. Natasha's an intelligent woman. I respect her.
Is that mutual?
That I can't tell.
If I'm not mistaken, Natasha has a weekend house in
Yeah.
Can you tell me
Oh nein,
anything
ich
about it?
übersprungen.
I've never been there. Allegedly, it's beautiful. Elegant and luxurious. Just like Natasha herself.
Okay, das war alles.
Excuse me, pal. My name is Santino
Oh,
Featherland.
flauschig und knuffig.
Gabriel, what do you want? Chickens.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Wessler went?
Do you take me for a fool? Get out of here while I'm in a good mood.
Okay.
Zicke! So wie die Ziege da hinten. Oh, die stehen nicht mal aneinander. Haben sie sich gestritten? I'm sorry for them. Hat der noch was?
Hey, Big Nose. Where did Mr. Wessler go?
Unfortunately, I don't know, Big Faith. But I wouldn't tell you even if I did. Really?
Say, did anyone ever tell you that you're an irritating piece of sh...
Anything else, dear?
Sehr nett. Ah, jetzt kann ich mich bewegen. Sie will, dass ich zum Wochenendehaus gehe. Okay, aber ich würde dann nochmal das Hot Pop-Ups aussuchen. Da muss wieder etwas sein. Aber das passiert dann in der nächsten Folge. Jetzt verabschiede ich mich aber offiziell. Wir sehen uns nächste Folge. Ciao.